Hello, my Chunsters. My name is the Chun, and it's time to have some fun with Host Pro 2.0, episode 24. Now, that time I didn't get a single sound cue to tell me that I was going live, so that was a bit weird. Sort of threw me off a little bit on that one. But I am live. That's good. We're all live. Yeah. It also went really quick. I was like, right, okay, wait for it to go live. Oh, wait, I'm live. Anyway, first things first, I'm going to find my stream so I can add it to the comment tracker so that I can keep track with everything you guys are saying to me. As I'm sure you would appreciate it. If you talk to me, I can respond, and that's always a benefit. It's always benefited the show in the past when that type of thing happens. I think part of the thing is, yeah, I muted my speakers. That's why that happened. Anyway, let's copy and paste this, put it in the comment tracker, and then we can begin with the rest of the intro. Brilliant. Add. Fantastic. Good. Done. So, Host for episode 24. Going early live today because tomorrow I've got work at 5 AM, same boat as Marcus, the thing that's been keeping him away from the show. And I've also got F1 to watch. Without the F1, this show probably would have gone on at 8 o'clock. Fine, normal. But today I sort of have to reschedule a little bit, try and fit everything in. But I wasn't going to forsake the show. The show is going to happen. And I, as per usual, don't get any preparation time. Yay! But I have got some good topics. I've got the WWE Beast in the East live special from Japan to discuss. I've got live with my new car, how it's all going. Batman Arkham Knight, a sort of impromptu review-esque style-y thing. I've got Charlie Proof and Wiz Khalifa, see you again, to talk about. I've got the best superhero costume as inspired by movie fights. And Wimbledon so far. Because that's also been pretty interesting to sort of see what's been going on. So yes, we've got plenty of topics, and as per usual, if you guys have anything to say to me during the live broadcast, you can put your comments in the description anywhere. You know, put your comments in. I'll probably get them, and I'll be able to talk to you guys, and we can have a dialogue going on like we always used to. That was some of the funniest moments from this podcast happened because of a comment. So that would be cool. Get stuff like that going again. So, first topic first. Let's do WWE Beast in the East. Because you see, the WWE held its first ever live broadcast from Japan this week on yesterday. They have done shows in Japan before that have gone on TV, but they've always been pre-recorded events. They've never been live broadcasts. So this was the first ever time they did that from the Sumo Hall, Japan's biggest exclusively indoor arena. And it's hard really to say what it was like because it wasn't a sort of like a pay-per-view or a TV show in the sort of traditional sense of the word, because it's not a full-on pay-per-view, so there's no special set or anything like that. There's no pyro. It's just a little entrance ramp, really. It's WWE Live broadcast on the network. So if you go to like a live show, it was a house show that they've shown live. Because it's a special Japan, because it's the first time in Japan for a long time. I think that's how they managed to convince Brock Lesnar to do it. So I think that's why they broadcast it live, because with Brock Lesnar on the show. And, of course, he went up against Kofi Kingston, which me and Marcus were both surprised by. We're like, Kofi Kingston? Okay. Sure, why not? Yeah, Kofi Kingston. Better than no one. So Kofi Kingston went up against Brock Lesnar. Got destroyed, as you'd expect. So nothing special. I mean, the show wasn't anything special. Not really. There's a couple of the matches are basically just running through the paces because it's a live show. You don't want to risk injury too much. Brock Lesnar, I was surprised by like the run order of events as well. Brock Lesnar's match, the namesake of the whole show match, was the third one. I was like, so they've named it after Brock Lesnar and put him on in the middle of the show. That makes sense. And then you've got what was one of the other main events there? Yeah, and then And then they did Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, and it wasn't even the main event. That's, I mean, I was expecting that one. If it wasn't Brock Lesnar, I was expecting that one to be the main event, since they're hyping them. But the main event was Dolph Ziggler and John Cena versus Kane and Bad News Barrett. It's like, that's the main event when you have Brock Lesnar on the show and an NXT title match. Both those matches, by the way, are the sole hype matches of the show. And your main event is something which nobody knew was going to be on the show, unless if you care to look at the running order. A bit of a weird decision, that one. And like I say, most of the matches were basically just running through the paces. Divas match was actually pretty decent, but again, just running through the paces. Nikki Bella just holds on. The good matches, I would say, were Neville versus Jericho and Balor versus Owens. Obviously, I mean, that was always going to be good. And that was for the NXT title. And spoiler alert, Owens lost. Owens lost the title, which is making me wonder now, hang on a minute, are they going to put the US title on Owens at Battleground? Is this like a farewell to NXT? And are they actually going to have him go over John Cena in a storyline? So, I mean, not many people do. Some people get a match on Cena, but they barely ever have Cena lose long-term in the storyline. So it could well be that the WWE is planning to have Kevin Owens go over Cena in the storyline, and therefore, as a result of that, actually, be the United States champion instead. So that would be an interesting thing to see if that actually does happen. I doubt it will. I really doubt it will. But yeah, Finn Balor's the champion now. Deserving champion, I think. His entrance had a lot of gravitas, as you'd expect, and Finn Balor commands respect because he's a very good wrestler. He's got a good look. He's very well built for the sport, and he's very intense, very physical. And I think Finn Balor is gonna be one of the people who end up as a cornerstone of the company in 5 years' time. I can see that being the case. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they push Finn Balor and sort of going up the ranks slowly. Hopefully not too fast, because that's what happened to Roman Reigns and people turned on him. But yeah, what the immediate future of Kevin Owens? Possible US title, possible, but I'm not going to predict it. Not until we do the Battleground predictions, anyway, and we have a full match card. So that was that one, and the other one that I liked was Neville versus Jericho, and you could just tell those two guys, they have very good styles, very good contrasting styles. There's a code breaker from out of nowhere spot, and that was cool. So I mean, it was a very good match. I mean, we all know Jericho is a quality worker, and we also know that Adrian Neville is a very exciting quality worker as well. So those two just clashed and sort of stole. I think that one stole the show, in all honesty. The Balor versus Owens match, we've seen spots before, so it felt like just running through the spots and just doing the kickouts, and that way we get to get a good match out of it. And it was a good match, but I think the one that stood out was Jericho and Neville, just because it didn't feel like going through the motions, that match. It really didn't. It felt like they put on everything they could for a good match, and that's what I appreciated about it. So yeah, a good show though, a very good show. I was sort of surprised because it was literally just a live show, but it was a very high quality live show. So I must admit, I found it a very good show. I'm highly entertained. It was also the reason why I only got 3 hours sleep last night. So see now I'm building in my excuses into the show. I'm segueing now. That's what presenters call it. We're segueing into an excuse for yawning. Because I was watching Beast in the East, I only got 3 hours sleep. So I have taken precautions. Latte macchiato coffee drink, incredibly fat, 100% Arabica. And with total allowance is 19 grams of fat, 43 of it saturates. So it's really unhealthy for you, but it tastes like a dream. So yeah, this is my sort of protection. And the other reason why I went early today is because I only got a short amount of sleep. Because normally what happens is I wait until 8 o'clock. The adrenaline from rushing around work, trying to get everything finished, is all worn off, and I'm basically exhausted. And I start yawning like crazy. So I decided, let's just go live and let's just get the adrenaline going still, so that we can continue to go. As you can see, it hasn't worked, but that's a shame. It's all Beast in the East's fault, but at least I could do a topic on it, so that's good, rather than just some generic cobbled together topic. If you can, I guess this is kind of cobbled together anyway. But hello, yeah, God, that tastes good. So creamy, so creamy. Yeah. Oh, so tasty. Really good stuff. So, that kind of hurt actually. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm a bit weird like that. So, life with a new car. Moving on from Beast in the East. Life with a new car. Loving it. So, for those of you who don't know, I bought a Seat Ibiza 1.2 FR Black. And, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. The number of gadgets on it. I mean, what hasn't... I can't think of a gadget it hasn't got. You know, shut up, iPod. iPod's sort of disconnecting and reconnecting from the PC because I'm installing the new iTunes. Oh, here it comes. The new iTunes is installed. It has installed, and I can't see a thing. Oh, they've got a new logo. Yeah, this is kind of pretty. Oh, it's got a love heart there. There's a love heart here. What does that mean? Is that like a favorite? What does that mean? What's love heart? Love heart? Don't have a clue. Yeah. Oh, it's a love. It's a loved thing. Oh, okay. I get it. I see. No, look, take it off. I don't want to love heart that one. Okay. Hey, hang on. Have they done that thing still? Oh, no, they still have the repeat function where it should be. That's good. So what's the point of the love heart then? Oh, you can bring all your favorites to the top of the playlist, I guess. Why not? Why not? I mean, pretty easy. Oh, and it's got more details on the playlists. Yay. Yay. I guess this is kind of nice arty. Why not? Yeah, why not? But then again, that's what I did. I basically sorted all of my favorite songs into just like a playlist called Obsession. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. I was talking about Life in the New Car and how brilliant it is, and it's amazing. I did do a bit of a review on the FR Black a few episodes ago. I think it was June 14th episode. Would have been episode 22 or 1, I think. And I sort of talked you through the stats that it has there and the sort of the feel. But Life with the New Car, it's sort of weird. You see, before this, I had a Renault Clio 1.4 Extreme from 2005. And what would happen is you'd drive around the roads, you'd see like a Jag coming the other way, you'd see, just Ford Focuses and Fiestas, all this coming the other way in new Ibizas, and you'd be like, oh, it's a really nice car, my car's shit compared to that. And it's just like, driving around in this car is a very different experience in that sense, because you just walk around, you just see little Jag coming the other way, it's like, oh, that's a nice car. I'm in a nice car as well. He's probably thinking the same thing. Well, he's probably not thinking the same thing about mine, because I'm just thinking, that's a nice car, I'd like one of those. This is a nice car, I'd like one of these. I have one of these, I'm in it. It's a bit weird like that. And there are some cars which before I would have been like, oh, and it's like, yeah, it's not as good as this one. It's interesting like that. It's not car-based ego. It just saves you from the pain of having to pine over something nicer than your own car. So that's a nice change, actually. I'm not going around going, oh, I want that, oh, I want that. I'm just going, oh, I want that's nice. This is nice as well. And it's nice to not have to look at everything on the road and think it's better than your car, because the Ibiza is just brilliant. The one big difference I've really noticed between it and the Renault, of the many big differences, but one that has been apparent to me, is just how much more stable. One very well put together sentence that, but it's how much more. What am I trying to say here? Yeah, just how much more stable it's just whatever. It's that. It's how much more stable it is in the. I repeat myself 4 times there. Never mind. In the wind, you know, the stability in the wind is so much better than the Renault. The Renault, you can feel the front going. It's like, I want to go this way. I want to go this way, and you're just like, no, don't go that way. Don't, motherfucker, don't go that way. And then you just get, but then say, yeah, don't do that. It's just like, I'm going this way. I'm like, thank you. That's the way I want you to go. Oh, we're in agreement. Let's go this way then. It's so much better. Just how much more solid the whole thing feels. It's like the steering as well, much more precise because it's newer, I suspect, rather than anything else. But yeah, I've already cleaned it as well. I've got to the point where I wanted to clean it. Not even a month into the ownership, and I've already given it a good clean. Unfortunately, a dust cloud rolled in from the coast. Well, not really a dust cloud. It's not like you'd see the dust in the air, but they were talking about how sand particles are going to be in the air and how they're going to fall and settle on your car. So I basically cleaned it on the worst possible day, because obviously you wipe your car down, rinse it all off, and then spray, obviously, with the hose, rinse it off. Every single droplet of water contains all this dust. And it's like, you mother bitch. It's like, you what? And then I'll just go out, visit my grandma, and then it's like, the car's all filthy. I washed it only it looks worse, because all the water's just collected all the dust and stuck it to the car. I'm like, you bastard, brother. Fortunately, we had a lot of wind, so blew it all back off again. So actually, it looked cleaner after I'd taken it for a drive, which is weird. Normally, when you take it for a drive, it looks worse. But yeah, odd circumstance, and it's so good in so many ways. The one thing it doesn't do that the Renault used to do, because the Renault was a 1.4 injection, when you just floor it and just go straight to the floor, the Renault just goes. With the Seat, it is faster than the Renault, but if you do this, you have to sort of wait for it. You might as well just do this, because the turbo lag is such that if you just do that, it's this sort of, the needle moves like this and then goes up, and it's like you don't get the same jerk as you accelerate, because of the fact that it's more smooth, and that's because of the turbo lag. In some ways, I wish it's had a bit more instant punch, but because it's a 1.2 turbo, it doesn't have that instant punch. But once it does get the punch, once it finds its power, it is so much more powerful than the Renault. Well, not so much more, but it is more powerful than the Renault, and you can sort of feel it when it gets going. But at the moment, absolutely loving life with a new car. Brilliant. And yeah, it is. It's absolutely wonderful. So, coffee. Oh, I haven't got much left. Really need to find a better way to link into new topics. Perhaps this is something I need to figure out. It is something I need to figure out. Most definitely. If I do not figure this out, I will be a complete idiot. Well, not an idiot, but I do need to figure it out. It's something that does need to happen. If I figure out how to better segue topics, that's better for everyone. Yeah. Right now, I'm just like, I just stop one dead, and then just go, right, next topic. I need to find better roundoffs to my conclusions. something to work on for the future, I think, because I need to work on this show a bit more. I need to work out how to get like a border for the screen so it looks better with some artwork, so it's not just blank screen. Because for some reason this webcam just doesn't have the aspect ratio I need. So I could use a border. I don't know, something that I can advertise on or something. You know, just something to make it look a bit better. I could probably also use a background. I was thinking about getting like a board and a stand or something. Maybe just a board that I can just stand behind me and then fold up against the wall or something, or fold up out of the way, and with like maybe the channel logo or something on it, so that I haven't got the rest of the room. Because unfortunately, I don't have access to a professional studio. I can't just go for a white room and make it look good. I have to. I'm limited to what I have access to at this moment in time. But yeah, I do need to work on this show and also work on my segues. But for now, whilst I still haven't quite got that niche of presenting down, it's time to look at Batman Arkham Knight. Because Batman Arkham Knight, I got the game, and it's fair to say it's lived up to expectations. Hasn't blown them away, didn't think it would do. I thought it would be a good game, in the same vein as the previous Arkham titles, but just a bit bigger and a bit better. And I'm right. It's what I thought it was going to be. In terms of graphics, the things you can see, let's address that first. In terms of graphics, the game's not a huge amount better than previous Arkham games, but that's because of the artwork. Because it has exactly the same art style, and the art style is not based on real life. So the graphical power of the Xbox is basically, or PlayStation 4, or whatever console you got this on, or PC, of course, if you're from the master race, it's basically just clearer. It's the clarity is better, and sort of like the draw distance is a bit better. But other than that, the artwork is essentially the same. So it graphically doesn't look like a huge step forward. I suppose so if you went back to the old games, it would feel like a step forward. But for me right now, not getting that massive step forward. It's also... So yeah, but it's familiar. It's familiar with minor improvements, which is basically what I expected it to be. And then you've got the fight style. A lot of people are like, I hope it doesn't lose the fight style. It hasn't. The fight style is exactly the same. A few more nuances built in. A few more moves that you can do to decapitate. Not decapitate. Debilitate. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to say, not decapitate. You don't decapitate anybody. No, the word I wanted was debilitate. Yeah, so you've got plenty of more. You've got a few more moves now to debilitate your thugs and the petty criminals that you beat the crap out of. So you've got some extra moves there, and that's good. It's always handy to have some extra moves in your arsenal. And then again, I mean, it makes the fight style a little bit better. The Predator mode has been improved a bit. And due to the mechanic of having the Arkham Knight there, who sort of knows your tactics and advises the people on how to adapt to them, they can counter more. So you've got to basically stay. So if you do not plan your attacks well and use a wide, basically every Predator mode is like the Mr. Freeze fight from Arkham City. For those of you who know the Mr. Freeze fight, where you have to pick him out from all sorts of different ways. Otherwise, he'll learn, and you can't get in the same way twice. Nearly every fight is like that. In nearly every Predator mode is like that. Which is good, because I like the Predator mode. I think the Predator mode is one of the best moments, because one of my favourite scenes in the Dark Knight trilogy is the one where he's at the docks in Batman Begins, and he's first doing the Batman stuff. And he's hiding around. He just quickly takes out people and takes out everybody. And in this game, you can kind of pull that stuff off, and that's awesome. So I like that. The Batmobile has added a pleasing new element. I was hoping that I was worried about the Batmobile. I was worried that they wouldn't really flesh it out that much, but it is. It's quite nicely fleshed out. Plenty of moments where you have to take out militia tanks and all this type of thing. And yeah, the Batmobile is well thought out. It's got a wide range of abilities to just completely outdo what the militia have. and that's a good thing because it's supposed to be like that. And yeah, the Batmobile is well thought out in this game. Gotta say, it's really, it's just really good. The weapons, you can update them all, you can upgrade them all. It's got plenty of gadgets. It moves well and it drives well. The controls are good, just like any Batman game. It's like everything that you have, every sort of like gadget that you have so far is upgraded. So you can have the grapnel and it pulls faster. You can eject, if not eject. Oh, I almost said the wrong word. Eject from the Batmobile even faster. More side plots going on than ever before. It's in general a very good game. Then, of course, you've got the storyline. I'm not going to talk a huge amount about the storyline because I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't got it yet. Because obviously, I think the storyline is one of the big things that people want to know about in the Batman games. Sorry. But needless to say, Gotham is adjusting to life after the Joker, and all the criminals are sort of starting to get confident and try and state their claim to Gotham, with the Joker no longer in the fray as the top guy. So it's a bit interesting to see how that goes. And then the Arkham Knight comes along and throws the curveball into the whole thing. He knows everything about Batman. He knows a lot about Batman. It's hard to say how or why. Who is this guy? My theory is it's like an augmented version of one of the criminals. I sort of figured maybe Ra's al Ghul would be a good idea, but I don't think it is. I think it's probably a character who you've not seen before, if I'm honest. Or possibly even a good guy gone bad. Maybe like Nightwing or something. That would make sense in some ways. But it's a good game so far, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just more of the same with a Batmobile." It's like, yeah, but is that not what you wanted the game to be? I mean, if it didn't have the free flow fight system, wouldn't you be a bit disappointed? If it didn't have the Predator mode, wouldn't you be a bit disappointed? And like, yeah, but why isn't it fleshed out? Well, it is fleshed out, so the fear multi-takedowns, you've got more stuff that you can do to take out your opponents. So, I mean, it's what I wanted the game to be. It's a familiar Arkham formula with some extra stuff thrown in. And that's what I wanted it to be. The other thing that's worth noting is with the power of Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and modern-day PC systems, they can add more thugs to the street. So your epic beatdowns, like my epic beatdowns in Arkham City video, can be twice as epic. So that's cool. I've got to say, I'm happy with the game. It's exactly what I wanted it to be, and you can't really complain about that. So I think it's worth a look. I think it's definitely a game that can tide you over until like the big end of year releases come out, your Call of Duties and your Forzas and Battlefronts. This game will be good to tide you over until then. It released at a very sensible time. I think it's a game that not that many people were like, oh yeah, Arkham Knight, yeah, it's kind of just another Arkham game. I think a few people were just like, yeah, I'm really more interested in Call of Duty and all this type of thing, and like what they're doing in the Battlefronts. So for that to drop and release early, good idea, because it hasn't got that much fresh competition out at the moment in terms of AAA competition anyway. So they were smart about that, I'd say. So, I mean, that's a good thing. And in terms of other things which were smart, see, I'm already working on my segues. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's a good one. In terms of other thing, and talking about smart, See You Again, Wiz Khalifa, Charlie Puth. It's not okay. It's not smart. It's more circumstantial. I wanted to talk about the success of the song because it's now just past its 11th week at #1. It's not in a row. Taylor Swift's Bad Blood interfered. I'm talking about Billboard charts here, in case anybody's wondering. Like, in case anybody in the UK is going, wait a minute, no, it isn't. It's like I was talking about the Billboard charts in America. It's a situation where Taylor Swift's Bad Blood interfered with 1 week, so it's not straight weeks in a row, not like Uptown Funk was. but it's now on 11 weeks. It's now 3 weeks away from tying Uptown Funk and possibly beating it. And if it stays at number one for another 5 weeks, it will tie the longest stint, the longest amount of time on number one in the American charts of all time. I think it is. And here's the thing: I'm going to put a line in the sand here, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to hate on me for this, and I'm very much prepared for the hate. I don't think it's good enough for that. This song is not a good enough song to set a record in America. It just isn't. If Uptown Funk isn't, this definitely isn't. I didn't agree that this song was good enough to knock off Uptown Funk when it did 11 weeks ago. I was there. I was like, really? I know why it happened, but I don't understand how it stayed up there for so long. I mean, the reason why it knocked off Uptown Funk in the first place is because it plays in the farewell scene for Paul Walker, who is now dead. So everybody got sad and sentimental about that. And I get that. I understand that. But that's not a good enough reason for a song to break a record. It really is. It really isn't. I'm just sorry. It's not. That's not to hate on Paul Walker. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that just because the song played in his farewell scene in the movie does not mean it should be number one for 11 weeks. I'm just sorry, but it's not even the best song in the charts at the moment. It just isn't. It's just too. It's a bit too mopey. It sounds whiny, in a way. I get it. It's sad and it's somber, but it comes across. I feel like it's whiny. It just. I don't know. There's something about the song that just doesn't feel right with me. I don't know quite. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it is the fact that it sounds kind of whiny and too high pitched. The fact that it's completely lacking joy. I mean, it doesn't completely lack joy. There is that moment where it starts building up again, but I just don't think. The way I see it is this song would not be number one if it weren't for the fact that it was in Fast 7. If it weren't playing in that scene in Fast 7, this song would not be number one. That simple. It just wouldn't. That's, I think, where my problem sits with it. No doubt it's going to... I think it probably will end up breaking the record, but I'm just thinking to myself, it doesn't really deserve to do it. Based on the song itself and based on its own sort of merit, I'm sorry. I really am, but I don't want to see it happen. Not for this song. If it didn't happen for Uptown Funk, it should not happen for this. I think it's going to, but no, it's not something that should happen. But stuff that should and did happen. Oh, segues! Yeah, motherfucker! I'm getting better at this. Wow, I worked on those segues pretty quick. But something that should have happened and did happen. Best superhero costume in a movie. So this is my movie fights inspired topic. I haven't even seen them discuss it yet, but this is a pretty good topic, I think. So for me personally, I like the Batsuit in the Dark Knight trilogy. I know there's probably a few people who are like, "Oh, did you really have to just go with Batman? Did you really have to?" Yeah, I did. Get over it. I mean, look, I like a lot of superhero costumes, but here's the reason why I like the Dark Knight Batsuit. It's practical, i.e. he can turn his head. Good. It looks armored, so it looks like what it's supposed to be, armored suit of protection. It looks intimidating, particularly with the cowl and the cape, and it's fit for purpose. It's just sort of, it looks right on Batman, fit for purpose. Storyline wise, does what it says in the tin. Good design, nice armor, and yeah, and it's actually somewhat practical. somewhat. I mean, it's not like it's really practical. I mean, apparently Mr. Christian Bale had a few problems when he needed to go for a wee. And he passed on the advice to Ben Affleck, make sure when you have your Batsuit design that it's easy to go for a wee. Apparently Ben Affleck did not heed that advice. But that's up to him. Ben Affleck, we all know, probably was never going to. But yeah, I like the Batsuit from Dark Knight. I was also considering Iron Man's costume. Not costume, suit of armor. I like the suit of armor in Iron Man. It's always been a good one for me. I like the intricate designs. I like the designs that sort of like look cool. I don't like the sort of the traditional superhero look like Superman still sort of has. I guess never really been into that kind of look so much. Although Superman, I think the suit in Man of Steel actually looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And then you've got, who else do I really like? There's another. For me it's Batman for sure. And as for other costumes, they don't really stand out to me. The what they wear doesn't really stick with me. Although I must say actually, I quite like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is such a good film. But no, for me, definitely Batman. Sorry for anybody who thinks that's a predictable choice, but if you agree with me, you can sound off in the comment section. Yay! So yeah, if you do agree with me, that would be awesome. If you could let me know, why not? It's all good fun. It's all good fun, right? Right? I hope. Oh, hello. I've got Minecraft videos playing. Don't quite know how that started. Whatever. Can't hear anything. That's the interesting thing. But yes, so that happened, and it's Batman. Gotta be Batman because he's Batman. Surely, that's gotta be worth a vote, right? Yeah, I thought not. Anyway, something else which has been awesome. Got to stop celebrating my segues. That's kind of ruining the segues. Got to work on that. And this is my last topic, so that's going to have to be something I'll work on for the next show. Reason to stick around, see if I can do it. So Wimbledon. Whew, what competition we've had so far. Some good stuff happening. Petra Kvitova, she's not hanging around. She's just trying to dispatch people as fast as possible. Doing a very good job of it, I must say. Plus, we've also got Serena Williams doing her usual stuff, just sort of not quite in such impetuous form, though. She doesn't seem as invincible as I was expecting her to look. Heather Watson damn near put her out. Oh, she got close. I think she got nervous, though, a little bit tense, and then Serena came back at her and won. But, God, that was close. Feel silent, kind of sorry for Heather, actually, on that one. But there have been some very sensational results. Namely, biggest one, I think, is Dustin Brown putting out Rafa Nadal. And the people say, like, he just played out his skin, it was like a one-off. It isn't. He already beat him once before, earlier in the year. And I think the reason why is because of Dustin Brown's playstyle. Dustin Brown was producing really good drop shots, and that seems to be a bit of a technique thing for Rafa. It seems to work well against Rafa, actually. Normally when you see people drop shotting against Rafa, they tend to pick up the point. And I think the reason for that is because of Rafa's game. Rafa's game is he likes to rally from the baseline. He likes to hit that massive forehand, whack it like that scorpion, almost like a scorpion's tail. He sort of like brings it up and goes bang like that. And what he's doing is he's putting 3,000 RPM of spin on it, and it bounces up and spits up at them like a cobra. And that's insanely difficult to rally against. It's insanely difficult to judge. That's what Rafa wants to do. He wants to rally you and batter you with that forehand from the baseline, mostly. And And if you start drop shotting, it seems to upset his rhythm. He never seems to get that much of a rhythm going. Whenever people drop shot against him and start rallying, volleying, when people start volleying against Rafa, it seems to upset him a bit. Djokovic did a very similar thing, actually, at the French Open this year. Actually, the second man in the world in the history to beat Rafa at the French Open. And that's because he was just playing drop shot. He's mixing his shots up. And Rafa was trying to do what he always does. But I think the thing with Rafa now as well, starting to get on her a bit now. He's not as young as he was when he first came in and first rose to fame in 2009, defeating Roger Federer. And before he went on his big run in the French Open, the thing with Rafa back then was he's more physical. If you look at pictures of Rafa back then, as opposed to now, he's bigger. You can see it in his arms. He's a bigger bloke as Rafa Nadal. And he's got more power there. And I think the thing is, as he's gotten older, as he's picked up a few more injuries, Rafa Nadal just doesn't seem to have that physicality. I remember watching him serving against Roger Federer, and I think it was 2009 when he beat him. It's just bang, 129, bang, 130, bang, 129, every serve. The serves against Dustin Brown, some of his first serves were only 105 miles an hour. That's weak. That's really weak. For Rafa Nadal, that is a really poor serve. And I dare say I think he knows it. I think he knows that I think as well, though, John McEnroe pointed out on something Wimbledon today, there's also that technique. The art to how he plays the ball is finely tuned, like a machine, like a race car. It's fine allowances. One of those allowances starts to get tweaked or go out of kilter a bit, the whole shot goes. And you can see it with Rafa right now. He doesn't play instinctively. He's not playing instinctively at the moment. And I have a feeling part of the problem is that he did lose at the French Open this year. And that I think maybe playing on his mind for this little moment that he didn't actually maintain his undefeated streak. I mean, okay, technically he has lost the French Open before, but he got injured in the middle of the match, so you can kind of strike that defeat as but it's with what do you call them? I can't remember what you call them. Can't think of the word. It's like it was under circumstances which weren't the norm. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't a normal Rafa Nadal match. So you could say basically this was his first real defeat in France, in the French Open. Sorry. So I think that might be maybe have been weighing on his mind. And Dustin Brown just went out there, nothing to lose, and just sort of took the fight to him. Played really well. And like I say, Rafa Nadal looks like a player in their sort of decline, I dare say. So yeah, that's something that I thought was really noteworthy. As for everything else, it's pretty much business as usual. The people you expect to see winning are winning, and the play. Oh, the play of some of the shots this year have been, again, very, very good. I love watching tennis for that reason. I think tennis, as like a sport to watch, has everything there. Like, if you like watching like athletics and stuff like that for the athleticism, obviously, you get the athleticism. Tennis is an athletic sport. You see the way the players are moving, positioning themselves, having to run around the court. It's an athletic sport. Make no mistake. It's got the athletic prowess there. It's also got physicality, the power they generate. If you like watching sports with power, tennis has power. When you see somebody like Sam Groff whack a serve down at something like 145 miles an hour, the power it takes to do that. So tennis has that. Tennis also, if you like seeing the accuracy in golf, tennis has that, because you have to be accurate down the line, bang, on the line, accuracy. It's also, if you don't like your sports to be slow paced, well, Tennis is very fast-paced. It's a fast-paced sport. It's bang, 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 bang. And then it's short changeovers. You don't have to. It's not like golf where you play a shot, bang, off it goes, and then you have to walk there. Tennis, you can play like a whole like a service game in the time it takes them to walk to their ball because they've just driven it 300 yards. So tennis has that going for it. Tennis is also easy to keep score in. It is. It's people sort of act like it isn't, but if you just watch it for like 10, 20 minutes, you'll pick it up. It's not difficult to learn. And if you like watching sports with technical stuff like football, a lot of people like watching football for its technical ability. The beautiful game, as Pele called it, deemed it, because of the technique and the fluidity. Tennis has all the fluidity of football, more in some ways, because of the shots, the bang, the bringing it all through. Such a complete sport. And if you like stadiums and crowds going nuts, tennis has that as well. It also has controversy. It has everything. It has everything. It's one of the most exciting sports to watch, just because it's like all the best things from all other sports are right there in tennis. Yeah, just a near perfect sport to watch. I love my tennis. I love playing it as well. I haven't had the opportunity to play it much recently, which is a shame. But yeah, I just love my tennis. Obviously, I've done a few tennis videos. I put the video up a long time ago of me playing as Roger Federer on Virtua Tennis. Yeah, it's a good sport. And Wimbledon this year has been very entertaining to watch. I'm looking forward to the second week, though. Second week's going to be fun, I think. Plus, I'm working a whole 5 a.m. starts, so I should be able to watch plenty of tennis if I get time. Also, going forward on this channel, before we finish the show, because I haven't got any topics, I haven't got any comments to talk about, so unfortunately, show's coming to a close. I need to go down and watch the Formula 1 and make myself some dinner anyway. But I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who still watches this show and still likes it. Oh, sorry. For everybody who still watches the show, still likes it, still supports Host Pro, I want to say a big thank you, because the show just hasn't been as good as I've wanted it to be recently. So for those of you who are still out there, who are still watching, are still enjoying this show, thank you for sticking with it. I hope to improve it soon and bring it back up to where it should be in my mind. So yes, a big thank you to everybody in that, and also just a big thank you in general to anybody who maybe hasn't watched the show before but is used to it, because it's allowed me to sort of continue doing the commentaries that I used to do on my Call of Duty videos, but now I don't have to play Call of Duty. So you've saved me from the misery of playing on that game, because I really don't enjoy playing COD that much anymore, if I'm honest. So yes, thank you for saving me from that, and also thank you for 762 subscribers. That's awesome. So thank you for that. The channel is going in some exciting places, and also thank you for supporting the Total Extreme Wrestling, and thank you for continuing support on the Train Simulator videos. I'm also looking forward, and I'm also enjoying seeing the comments on the Top 100 Wrestling Things video. No, the tally is still going. At the moment, the theme song that's currently leading on the tally is Seth Rollins' Second Coming theme, which surprised me a bit, but I guess it was always expected that modern songs would probably take precedent over past ones, just because more people would know about them. But yeah, I've got to say a big thank you for the continuing support of my channel, and it's awesome to try and continue, and I hope to try and continue doing good content. I've got another Minecraft video ready to go soon, so I'm looking forward to showing that one off to you guys. I'm going to edit the next part of the Total Extreme Wrestling Let's Play soon. And yeah, hopefully with 5 a.m. starts, I might be able to get a few more uploads done in this week. I can't make any promises, though. I find myself... Nowadays, I tend to find myself with a lot less time on my hands than I ever used to. Bit frustrating, really, because it means that I can't do things that I would like to get done. But what can you do? You all need money, and you all need to go to work to get that money. So can't do anything about it. But hopefully, time is something I actually have a bit of in going forward. Because if I can sort of hold on and make my stretch out my day a bit. Hopefully we'll be fine and we'll be able to enjoy that. But for now, thank you again for watching. I hope you like the show. Drop a like and a comment for topics going forward, any ideas, anything you'd like to see come back, whatever. Hopefully we can get Marcus again. Hopefully it's just some point in the future. So yeah, if this is all something you're into, then thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I am the Chun, and you aren't. I love that CM Punk ending.